Good morning. We're going to break down numbers and explain how numerology can guide you, your intuition, how to actually read the patterns around you today. We're also going to be doing a cord cutting because I really need one done. And we're going to start with today's date, 5/10/2026. I'm going to show you how to read that into your life. I'm Freya Harmony, and I speak the truth that they want left unspoken to help you tap into your power, protection, prosperity, and peace. And we're going to get into it because this is Moonlit Mornings, a quiet life reflection series where we talk about magic, love, and anything else that comes to mind, dedicated to my grandfather because he taught me that there's magic in the quiet of the world before the rest of the world wakes up. Okay, so how do you read numbers? That's what we're getting into today. So get this work going. How do you do it intuitively? How do you follow it? How do you know the little messages the gods are sending to you? A little bit of backstory. When I was in high school, I was breaking free from a whole lot of religious conditioning. Not that those memories were particularly bad. Some were, some weren't. But I started spell work, learning about witchcraft, energy, intuition, manifestation, prayer. And it was probably a little bit of rebellion, but there was also something that drawn me so deep to it. Like, the women reclaiming their power, women not being held back because they have vaginas. So understanding numbers really shapes reality. So when I was in third grade, someone hurt me so bad I spent 6 weeks in the hospital and missed out on my multiplication tables. Couldn't do math for anything. And then in 11th grade, a really good, awesome teacher handed me a numerology book. And that book changed everything about how I felt about math or what I thought I could or couldn't do. Showed me I was smart. So for the first time, the numbers didn't just make sense. They started really guiding me. They started being incorporated into all of my spell work. And it's something I haven't let go of since. Patterns, warnings, cycles, timing, all of that is into numerology. And honestly, that one little book helped me for the rest of my life. The rest of my life. I went from thinking I was so stupid to finishing 4 years of high school in 6 months. So there's that. And I had a high GPA doing it. Not bragging, but that's the kind of change that numerology can bring into somebody's life. It was definitely a calling for me. I've been working with numbers constantly throughout my adult life too, ever since. Numbers aren't just patterns. There's a little bit more to it than that. They are the very thing that life is guided by in creation. Every number has multiple meanings, not just one. And that's why understanding all of them and all of the meanings really helps you get the message through. Okay, so as promised, today is 5/10/2026, and that breaks down to 25. You're left with the number 7. 7 is gambling energy, illusions, luck, taking a risk, the karmic wheel turning, either for your favor or against it. The belief that illusion could somehow outrun consequences. But today is also carrying 10 energy. It's a 10-year, 10-day of the 5th month. So 5 means battling energy. We're battling through the illusions today. 10 is also completion in the ending before the beginning. That's why 10 breaks down back to 1, because every ending is a new beginning. What's that song? Every ending is a new beginning. Whatever. Anyways, every ending opens another door, whether you're emotionally ready for it or not. Even if you're going down a dead-end hallway, if all the doors are shut, you have to turn around and go back the other way. So, like I said, today breaks down to 7. So that gambling energy is colliding with this completion energy. So you know what happens? Those illusions can't sustain themselves anymore. The wheel stops spinning. The door that you thought you were going to, that was actually closed. The door was actually open for you all along. And now people are being forced to sit with the outcome of the bets that they made. Whether that means emotional, spiritually, financially, relationshiply, politically, publicly, all of it. All of it. Some people gambled on silence. Some people gambled on lies. Some people gambled with their own children's lives. Look at the Epstein files. They thought they knew. They thought they knew. They didn't know the harm that they were causing. The gods know that. The gods understand that. But there's also a tab coming due. And most of those perpetrators, predators, have a debt to pay. Now, underlining the 5-month movement, conflict, fighting through illusion, the uncomfortable motion required before the victory comes into reality. And 9 is what happens after the illusion breaks, when you're finally able to release everything. It's also a number of grieving, truth, emotional completion, letting go. Which is why so many people right now feel emotionally raw, tied in. Some part of them already knows the chapter is ending, even if they haven't physically walked away. Once again, great time to do a cord cutting. Set the intention during prayer manifestation spells so the numbers can guide you. Through work, whatever language, prayer, meditation, whatever you want to call it all means the same thing. Right now is connecting to something bigger than yourself, your awareness, your sharpness, and you'll start noticing the patterns in the numbers that you see. And if a number keeps catching your attention, repeatedly, just break it down to the number. Like, for example, if you saw 7792, that equals 25. 25 breaks down to 7, means the illusion's still active. You need to trust in the release that's coming. You already feel it in your intentions. Karma's still turning, but 7 is still an illusion being thrown that there's something you trust that's false and needs to be released. Like, you have full trust in this, but it's not good for you. Now, if you saw 7799, that's a little bit more serious. That equals 32. 3 plus 2 breaks down 5. You're going to fight awful damn hard to get through this, to make movement happen through this conflict. Battles, tribulations, break through the illusion. That illusion needs to be released. And that's going to force change in your life. The repeating numbers that catches your attention is what the message is. And the root number at the end tells you the foundation underneath the pattern. Okay, so a common illusion that I can think of is like the difference between being loved and being emotionally controlled. Sometimes people don't want partnership. They want possession. And they want to use all your resources, so you're left with none. Or they don't care that you're left with none. They want the devotion. They don't want the responsibility. They want the access and everything you do for them with no reciprocity. They want loyalty without accountability. And eventually that kind of connection starts feeling less like love and more like slavery, servitude to your emotional captor. It feels like you're being trapped, like you're being handled or managed or controlled, like some wild animal that they keep emotionally chained up or caged, maybe just a little sedated, just enough to not run away. And it's not romance, it's not love, it's psychological leash training. So you can go off your leash every now and then and still come back. Love hurts. Walking away hurts. Realizing somebody you love loves them more than they do you. Realizing somebody never intended to love you the way you love them hurts. But there's a difference between pain caused by truth and pain caused by selfishness too. Because if you tell somebody that's what it is and show the actions to do that, or somebody says on the other side of that, I'm too attached, this is hurting me, I need more, I'm in too deep, I can't handle this type of connection with you. And somebody knowingly keeps pulling on you emotionally for your labor, your validation, your attention, your comfort, your loyalty, your sex, or supporting them while they refuse to reciprocate in any way, a whole lot of damage can happen. I don't care. Go ahead. People who treat you like an emotional gas station are not good for you. Some people want it. Some people get close to each other, but the closer they come, the further they split because they realize it's not what they needed all along. And that's not failure. Sometimes that's just reality finally outrunning fantasy. Attraction can survive on protection or projection for a while, but that's not protection. And partnerships are supposed to be protected. Eventually, reality sets in and you start asking questions chemistry cannot answer. Good time to look to your numbers for those supports. Can you emotionally show up? Can you reciprocate? Can you communicate? Can you protect this connection? As I'm trying to do over here. And if the answer is no, that other person's going to start realizing that they're the only one carrying the emotional weights of both people. And that's when distance begins. We don't want that to fall. Not because love disappeared, but because exhaustion arrived through it. Finally. Because you finally realized your power was being zapped in ways that it shouldn't be. The person that has a hold on you, they don't love you like you love them. They don't sacrifice like you do. They do not protect connection like you do. And once that reality hits you and settles in, the fantasy of you cannot survive anymore. You realize you weren't hard to love. They were just making it hard to love you. You deserve to receive love from somebody who reciprocates, somebody who loves you back. And if it's not going to be them and you're still there and willing to stay, then at least tell them the truth, because there's plenty of people that are willing to stay through that. People know exactly what they're doing. And if you're mature enough to understand that, it becomes emotional responsibility. If somebody doesn't understand and they're telling you that, and you bring clarity, then it's not on you. Immature people keep people emotionally attached because they enjoy the comfort of being loved without the responsibility of loving somebody else properly in return. That's a narcissistic trait. Whether it's full-blown narcissism or not, it's a narcissistic trait. That's how emotional triangles get started. That's how people get hurt. And if you chose to hurt, you know that's what it is, and you didn't walk away, that's one thing. Be upfront and honest about who you are. Because keeping multiple people emotionally orbiting you because you're self-centered is abuse. It makes you an abusive person. Because the one standing there ready to bleed for you, you don't deserve access to that. It's not love. It's emotional management for one person's good and to destroy another. You ever notice how emotionally unavailable people always act overwhelmed by the very attachment they spent months creating? The plant grows where you water it, whether it's a good plant, poisonous plant, an allergy-causing plant. People love to say you're too intense, you doing too much. But are you? Or are you just showing love and would like a little bit in return? Especially if you had no intention on maintaining that intimacy to begin with. So when the other person finally breaks and they're suddenly crazy, no, they're exhausted. There's a difference. Some people create confusion on purpose because clarity would end the arrangement, because clarity forces the decisions to be made where confusion might prolong access. Once you know how to see the signs, access gets denied anytime you see that red flag pop up. And quite honestly, if we're not here for each other, what are we doing? I'd rather be single than slowly drained for another human being to not show me love. And with that, we're going to go ahead and get into our sign readings. We'll start with water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Let's see, for water signs, we're going to do this one. And I feel like reading the numbers and everything coming through, the moon where it is, the illusion that you're trying to hold together with hope, intuition, fantasy, memory, etc. All those excuses, the nostalgia, it's all collapsing. And deep down, you already knew. I'm not sure if I should start these with these candles sitting here. Hold on, let me put them over here. But I kind of want them here, but I don't want... Okay, let's see here. Oh, there's not even a good place to put this. When the strings start burning, I'm definitely going to show you. All right, so water signs, the lover and the nurturer of coins, narcissistic energy, whatever's happening, it fits right in. It fits right in. These two cards fit right in everything I've just been talking about. You've already felt the shift. You've already felt it. You've already felt the inconsistency. You know it's happening. You just don't want to open up to it. But see, water signs, y'all are all about the emotion. That's where you get your power, resurrecting things long after spirit pronounced them down. This week, I feel like reality is going to be putting that right in your face. I feel like it's going to hurt. You're going to cry. And then suddenly something's going to click. Something's going to slap you right back in your chest. And everything that you have been feeling is going to come to pass. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Four of Swords. Give the karma thinking a rest. This is not what you deserve. We have the Three of Coins in the reverse. Watch who you're talking to, because of what I say, these people are breaking through the illusions. The love that you once had for these people is gone. Is gone. And I don't know why, but I'm hearing that song by Nelly. You better not leave your girl all alone, man. You better leave your girl at home, man. You better not bring her to the cut, because if I catch her all alone, she's going to be gone, gone, gone. This is your kind of energy right now. You're seeing who's there for you and who's not. And all of this nurturing motherly energy that you've been giving out so freely, that you've been handing emotional control over, it's gone. And this might hit you with songs, memories. And when you realize it, go silent. It's not a punishment. It is pain. But the emotional completion you're going to feel afterwards, Six of Wands, will bring you into your highest victory. The World. You can't complete and heal what you keep reviving in your mind, okay? Fire signs. We have the High Priest. We have the High Priest, and it was flipped over in these cards. I don't know why. I haven't used them in a minute, though. This morning, I thought they'd be great for fire signs. So, with the High Priest energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What do we have going on for you? Whatever sparks you're sparking, you want to be careful, because this is not small potatoes this week. This is not small energy. Seven of Bees. It's Seven of Swords. Catalyst energy. Justice. What did I say about these illusions? One decision, one launch, one message, one risk is going to send you down into this great, bright burst of courage. And whatever action you're about to take towards this justice, your life is shifting directions permanently. We got the Seven of Dragonflies in the reverse, Seven of Cups. Illusions are coming out. You can feel it in your chest. You're bringing the illusions to light. You're making sure nobody in this energy can ever be naive again. That pacing feeling, that feeling like your spirit already knows something's beginning before your mind catches up. You know where you're going. This is intuition ignition energy. Like, you're taking action. You're being warned. You know that one fire is going to burn everything down. But this burden you've been carrying, you're finally going to take the action to set it down. And that is beautiful. That's amazing. That's gorgeous. All right. So I don't know, fire signs. You amped up for something. You're ready. You're prepared. Holy shit. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. 7 of Wands. You got your defenses up right now in the Star. You're not sure which way to hope. You're trying to see through lies and illusions and figure out which way is the truth. And that's what's coming through for Gemini, Libra, Aquarius this week ahead. Don't react right now. Don't react. Keep those defenses up, just like the card said. You're calculating. You've already watched towers fall. You've already watched the illusion get broke. And the people who needed to be exposed are exposing themselves. You've seen inconsistencies. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. And now you're sitting back trying to decide on your next move. So tell me, Spirit, what do my air signs need to know for their next move? 7 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Whatever seeds you're learning to grow, whatever fruit you've decided to plant, you're growing it strategically. This is coming into your finances. This is dealing with money. You're asking what it's worth. Are you rebuilding? Who's worth building with you? That kind of lesson really, really matters in this. And honestly, I feel like you already know, but I feel like there's some things that you are looking into and seeing right here. You have an Empress, the 4 of Wands, and the 3 of Hearts in the reverse. 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. Nothing's giving in this. You're the one who's going to have to figure it out. Plan it out. Journal it out. Watch. Think before you make your next move. Whatever this Empress energy is in your life, she is your community. She's your whole world. And I feel like you're scared of having a heartbreak, or you finally realize that this person's not out to break your heart. Something like along those. Tell me about these people that's revealing themselves. I'm not sure where the Empress comes in on that. But there's like one person here that's an Empress. Strength. You feel like you don't have the strength. For what? 9 of Wands. You feel like you don't have the strength to not break an Empress's heart. So you're sowing seeds of money instead. I don't know what's got you feeling like you have to put your defenses up because you're not the Emperor this Empress needs. But I feel like that's the very thing that's breaking her heart. What else do we need for our air signs? 2 of Pentacles. You're both off balance. And she's the Queen of Cups. If that makes sense to you, you're going to know. But these finances, ignoring your love, just to stay out of this tower moment, you're going to produce the finances that you need. You're going to produce the money, the stability, and the wealth. And we're going to leave that right there. People are revealing themselves through patterns, not words right now. And you're seeing everything. Think carefully about that next move you make. All right, let's go with earth signs. We got the seasons of the Winter Witch here. I'm gonna get the rest of them soon. Right now we're just starting with winter. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. By the way, Tauruses, happy birthday. Rest time is over. I know you're tired. I know some of you are already emotionally checked out anyway, but this is a feeling of being on autopilot because of that. Ace of Winter Pentacles in the reverse. 4 of Winter Pentacles in the reverse. You're being really strategic with how you spend money because you don't feel like the opportunities are here. But the foundation that you've been building, understand those foundations. You know better than anybody. The Winter Wheel, the karmic. It's not about rushing. It's here. Whatever you've been slowly building carefully, it's the correct thing that you've been doing. You've been patient, brick by brick. And you're finally starting to see the structure come into play. You're finally realizing stability is not something you wait for. It's something you go for. And whatever you've been going through, we got 3 of Winter Pentacles and the High Priestess, both in the reverse. What you can't see is the people that are helping you. You feel like you're doing it all alone, but that life you want is appearing because you've been suffering long enough. And it's going to appear because you decided to keep laying that foundation and building no matter what happened while you were exhausted. Two of Swords, when you didn't know what way you were doing or what you were even building. That's the Earth side energy. The Winter Chariot and the Winter Hangman, whatever it is, you feel like you're stuck and not moving forward, not just flashy, but you just want to survive. You just want to survive. What else do we need to know about this? Just wanting to survive. Why do you feel so stuck, Earth signs? Because everything is coming out saying that you're not. Ace of Winter Swords, Nine of Winter Wands. The truth is you're stuck in your head. But you're doing far more than you believe yourself to be doing. Spirits told me to pull one more. I was going to leave it at that. What is one more? 10 of Cups. Your happily ever after that you've been building. Baby, it's here. It's here. It's coming forward. That's why Spirit. Oh, I just got chills with that. Earth signs. You're about to be so happily surprised at everything that you're going to do. And I'm going to leave this right here for you guys so you guys can watch the cord cut and burn. And let me put my cards away. And by the way, if you want to know more about my goddess, my Lilith, my faith, my religion, I know a whole lot of people don't know it, but the women taking back their power, women surviving after abuse, Lilith showed me that. The Witch's Genesis right here. Yeah. Let's talk about moving these candles. Yeah, The Witch's Genesis by Freya Harmony. That's me, Freya Harmony. I speak truth that they want left unspoken. This is Lilith's story. This is how she channeled it to me. This is from every book that she ever led me to read. And with that, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Happy Sunday. Have a great day. Love you, miss you, bye.